Alright, here's what I'm thinking. Yeah, what we want is like an intro here of like, what is he thinking episode? Nah, that sucks. Let's do a better one. What is he thinking? Nope. What is he thinking? Okay, that's not bad. Let's alter that. What is he thinking? Ow. Not bad. I like that. What is he thinking? Meow. Let's call this a crazy episode, bro. Let's just dive into the brain and just see what's happening. Right? Okay. Thinking. The first thought that comes up is a little bit of frustration, right? Which actually causes frustration in the body. Whole system here. Let's think that out. Everything is affected, right? So I'm being impatient because there's a life that I want to live. The reason I hesitated there is because there's a slight conflict between as soon as I say that I want it, I feel like I'm implying that I don't have it, which in actuality, yes, I'm not living the life that I want, but I'm moving towards it by being crystal clear on exactly what it is that I'm trying to do, which is gain financial dependence upon myself. So, in other words, financial independence. And putting into my values wealth development to the point that I don't even have to worry about wealth development because money is just kind of given itself. Why do I want the money? It's aligned to greater values such as R. What is R's of value? R is discovery and playfulness and exploring and just that moment of that new thing, which I can then use these resources to give myself more time to do that, to feel more relaxed, to allow my external environment, no, sorry, to control my external environment to the point where things like money do not invoke stress within me so that I can stay in a calm, relaxed parasympathetic nervous system angle, which is a rest, relax, repair response, which is also allowing me to be creative because the prefrontal cortex is thinking at its utmost best possible. You know what I mean? Because if I'm stressed, I'm running away from ghosts. And if I'm running away from ghosts, I'm not thinking because I'm getting out of here. My body's doing the thinking, and my body is not very good when it comes to like creativity and logical thinking and stuff. It just reacts and it responds, which is useful, but not when you're trying to create and readjust the life that you want to live by changing the environment, because it's all about the environment, because the environment affects the cell within it. Check out what's his face. The guy who wrote Biology of Belief. What did he? Bruce Lipton. Ah, yes. So cells adapt to their environment, depending on the environment. If it's lacking something, it will adapt to try and figure out how to compensate for that. Same as we do as humans. We adapt to compensate to our environment. So if I can change the environment, I can change the opportunities in the space. So I have a lot of opportunities at this point. I have the space to be able to move towards what it is that I want. I have the tools to do it. Not high quality, as you can tell by the image. If you're looking at the image, high five. So yeah, that's kind of where my thoughts are at the moment. So yeah, so I know that, I feel that, and I'm already certain of that because that's just gonna happen. It is gonna happen because I'm putting the effort moving towards it. I am embodying. I'm already doing so much work in embodying who that person is that is in charge of that by putting the work in, by really being grateful for being able to enjoy the process of doing it. Admittedly, it's a bit stressful, but I think the stress maybe comes down to wanting it and feeling like I don't have it. And if I don't have it, it feels like stress. Why? Because impatience. I'm not letting it seed and grow. I need to just let the process happen, right? Cheese needs a process. But using that logic, I could say that processed cheese is bad for me. So therefore, if I'm waiting through the process, it's not good. It means the end result's not going to be good. But I know, because I'm smart, that that's not the case. But I am aware of the fact that cheese does still have a process, whether it's processed or unprocessed. I don't even know what they mean when they say process. I just think not good, not healthy, not organic, not good for my body. And my body needs to be looked after, bro. It's still an intelligent life form, even though it's not. Yeah, no, it's integrated. Listen, it's the whole body. Like, seeing it as all these separate chunks kind of gets it all mixed up, as if this is against this, which I guess it can be if I'm not in alignment. But if I'm in alignment, then I know. Then I know. Then I just know. You cannot eat money on a. Wait, I don't want to be demonetized for that. Then again, I don't think someone like Aurora would demonetize. Demonetize? No, sorry, like sue me for using a song. Because, like, dude, it's a dope song. Love you, Aurora. I love you. There's bits in my apple juice. I don't think that's healthy. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot going on in my brain. What's going on in my heart? What am I feeling? I'm feeling tacos, but that's the brain getting involved. That's not the heart. I feel kind of spacious. I feel kind of silly. I seem to have two perspectives of silly. That's interesting. I have silly, which is playful, fun, enjoyable, free flowing kind of randomness. And then I have silly, like, well, that's just silly. Like a negative silly. What's the negative silly? Like, it's not the right way to be. Okay. So the fact that I'm implying right implies that there's another way I feel that I should be being, which is right. I'm seeing that right is not my judgment, it's how I feel someone else is judging. Okay. Like if someone was just to laugh and be like, oh, that's silly. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Freeing myself from my own criticism. Yo, see, that'd be a great track as well. Freeing myself from my own criticism. Freeing myself from my own criticism. I feel like accents. I mean, singing's way easier to do with other accents. Dude, I could just sit against this wall back over here. Yeah, I have a wall. Do not notice the man behind the sock. Do not pay attention to the man behind the sock. Kind of looks like an elephant's nose. It literally looks like a dick sock. That's a horse. Ugh. This is what happens when you have not had alcohol in for so long. Yeah, I don't really drink. I don't like the feeling of drinking. Don't feel good. Just no pleasure in it. It just feels kind of like, like there's just no. I find more. No, I can do more. The only reason I've ever drank is because of my own to dilute my own inhibitions. But now, like, I don't have any anyway, so. And if I do, I'm very quick to point it out and figure out what the dealio is with that yo yo. Up and down on a rope, wrap around my finger. I'm in my pain with his finger, killing me softly with his song. Like Wolverine in X-Men 3 when he kills Jean Grey, but like softly with his claws. I don't want to kill you, but I have to because you're being such a. I keep sensitizing myself, I guess, because I'm trying to. Who's my audience? This is something I need to get clear on with myself. Who's my audience? Because. Listen, I have total free reign. I need an audience that wants to just be free. Totally free. Totally motherfucking free. That's the audience I want. I don't want to censor myself to adjust to a type of audience that I feel is uncomfortable with being like swearing and certain type of talk. Like, fuck that. Actually, yeah, fuck that. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My belief is that these words don't mean shit unless you put the power to it. And I do put the power to it, but the type of power that I put to it is up to me. It's a positive power. The fuck it is freedom. And I value freedom. But I also value my microphone, so I don't want to drop it. So, it's only been 12 minutes. That's so weird. Anyway, yeah. Fuck it! Because, I see people like Gary Vee and they're inspirational and they change the world and they, impact everything. Everything. Practically a president, guys. He impacts everything. He impacts my drinking water. I had dish soap the other day, and Gary Vee was in it. Little Gary V's, just as advertisement on all the drops of dish soap, because dish soap is full of drops, and by drops I mean air bubbles. Little air bubbles filled with Gary Vee, promoting his fucking wine. Because it's friggin' he's obsessed with the wine. I don't know how else he makes money. I know he's all about the business, baby. And he's got a big building with his name on it, so I'm like, yeah. Fair dues. Probably not on it, maybe in it he has his name in it. In it. So yeah, my audience is listen, guys, you wanna be free? You wanna fucking just do shit? Free yourself up, be open and like fucking fuck. No, not swear at people. That's not helpful. But just to be like whatever, man. To just be able to feel free, to feel let loose. That was always important to me, because I always felt like I couldn't do that because of other people's perceptions. Whoa, other people's perceptions are such a big thing. Thanks, Default Mode Network, for making me map out how I think other people are seeing things, so that I can try and imagine and guess if they're a friend or foe, and then use that same map and network to understand what's I think of myself, which isn't even real. It's just a mapping, which is so interesting because who I am is just an idea, and who I actually am in the moment is dictated on the environment. Nope. Why? What's your environment like? Are you always a victim of your environment then? I don't know. I feel like there's something deeper to that, but there's only so much that I know. So, fuck it. Let's go back to the audience because I'm interested in this now. My audience is. My audience. My audience. I don't know. I haven't met the audience much, really. People who just don't give a fuck about external projections being forced upon them. Yeah. People who don't give a fuck about external projections being forced upon them, or people who want that. That's my audience. That's my audience. I need to 1540. How can I remember that? 1540. Yeah. I'm saying yet like I did it, but I didn't do anything. How can I remember 1540? How can I remember 1540? Ta. Tish. 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 Okay, let's do Tash instead. Tash. I know this makes absolutely no sense to you guys, but just give me a second. This is for me. Tash. What was it? Oh, Tash. Raz. Okay, so I'm thinking of Raz, the game. What's that Psychonauts game? Rasputin. I'm gonna put that in my head. He's sitting on the head. Okay, Rasputin. What was the first one? Tash, but he's got a mustache. He's got a giant mustache. Cool. I have a memory trick, so I can remember anything. Watch. Come back to me. I'm gonna do it at the end if I can remember. I need to remember so I can show you guys that I can remember anything. I love paradoxes, even though it's not really a paradox. It's just no, it is. It's a oxymoron. Wait, what was the thing? Oh, I reminded myself to come back. Well, I could just remember the thing, and then I wouldn't have to remember to come back to it. Ah, my goodness. Okay, just to make clear, I just want to explain what I did there. Okay, so I have a memory trick so I can remember anything. And I said something about my audience, about who my audience is, and I saw the time, the 1540. See, I told you I could remember anything. So I said that I want to remember what time I thought of that idea and decided to memorize that time that I memorized it so that I could come back to it later and see what it is. That I wanted to remember about my audience when I could have just saved myself a whole step of coming back to this video and just remembered my audience. So I gave myself an unnecessary step. Yes, this sounds stupid from one perspective of my own because I don't know how you're perceiving it because I don't give a fuck. Which is cool. But yeah, that's just a bit of my own self judgment there, so that's fine. No, I mean it is stupid, but it's funny. Stupidity is so necessary because it's hilarious. Stupidity equals hilarity. Stupidity equals hilarity. Stupidity equals hilarity. I think that's what they mean by tragedy breeds comedy. In that tragedy is tragedy stupid? I don't know. My audience are those who don't want to give a fuck about external projections being projected onto them. Okay, so I'm going to put that. Let me see if I can remember both of those. External projections being projected onto them. People who don't want to give a fuck about projection, about ideas being projected onto them and how they should be. Yeah, just freedom to explore how you feel you want to be. But then logically, like having the freedom to really explore like what's a good way to live? What's a good way to be? And that's different for everyone because everyone's values are different. What's important to everyone is very different. Some people want to be more playful and funny because it brings them joy to do that. Great, do that. Then some people maybe want to be more athletic and sporty because it's fun and I don't know, it just gives them a sense of satisfaction. Great, do that. do that for me. I don't know. I like to break apart things. I like to break apart human behaviors and see what's run in the human behavior. Is it because it's something that you enjoy, or is it just because something that you've been told to do and you're just doing it repetitively out of nowhere? Why are you doing what you do? I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Think about it. Okay. Yeah, what I'm doing doesn't make sense. Okay. Can you do something different that maybe would be a better use of your time? Probably. Okay, what do you want it to do? I don't know. Well, what do you like to do? I like to laugh. Okay, laugh at things then instead. Or if you notice these things, I don't, you may call me an overthinker, and that would be a fair assessment. But I love this fucking exploration, man. Dope. It's dope. It's good fun. Freedom. Um. Pretty tired now. Don't know what symbols I'm putting up. I don't even literally. Is that the phone symbol? What does that even symbolize? I know that's Spider Man, and I know that's rock and roll. Devil horns. Why do I? Yeah, why do I do that? I don't know. Rock on, dead. I just associate really well with the rock on dead. Why? Because it's a sense of free. I don't know, the kind of surfer dudes, the hippie dudes, those dudes are just dead, and like, dude, there's no seriousness. There's no like, sir, good to meet you, sir. Sir, good to meet you. Good to meet you, sir. What? Like, it's just not tense, bruh. It's just, like, as if there's something wrong with this. What's wrong with this, dude? Breaking the, why not? Like, what's the issue? What's this? Get your feet off the cupboard. No, I don't wanna. You're being childish. Yeah, I don't care. Feels good. You're sitting on a friggin' chair. How boring is that? Everyone sits on chairs. Oh yeah, you trying to rebel or something? You trying to be cooler than everybody else? It's like, no, just why does it matter? Why can't I just do this and still be, insightful and successful and productive and get stuff done, man? This is the most productive I've been all day. This is the most productive I've been all day. Can you believe it? And the straight judgment would be, okay, so you obviously haven't done anything today then. That's not true, bro. That's not true. I've been mad productive today. I've been sat on a chair all day. A chair all day. From your perspective, from that judgment perspective on myself, that's productive because I've also been sat in front of a computer all day, typing shit, typing shit that I felt would help move me forward towards being successful. This is successful, bro. This is actually a fucking breakthrough, if I'm completely honest. Fucking breakthrough, motherfuckers. This is just how I want to be, dude. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Any judgment that you have towards me on that is just down to your issue. And that's fine. You live in your limitations of you shouldn't be that way. He should be more professional and more like this if he wants to, get clients and be coaches. Like, nah. Well, yeah. Well, it depends who you want to coach. Did you think of that? The funny thing is that I'm literally talking to my own self-judgment because there's no one else here to tell me, hey, you need to be more professional. Yeah, but professional looks different for everyone, no? This is my professional. My professional is being true to who I am and allow myself to just be a jiggly Jew. Even though I was raised Christian. Ooh, really breaking boundaries there. No, I am not Jewish. I'm just saying stuff. So, yeah, freedom. I want to coach people who want freedom. Because why? Because free. Dum. 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 Everybody, it's time for dinner. Please sit at the table and please use the smaller fork on your left side, and please make sure that all your knives are on the right side next to the spoons, and please do not try and cut your steak with a spoon. I'm gonna sit on a beanbag and shove my spoon so far up that meat's esophagus. That was a bit of censoring there, to be fair. And yeah, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and I'm gonna cut that steak with a spoon. Watch me do it. Watch me do it. No, so that is not sensible. You shouldn't be doing stuff like that. Watch me. Watch me. No, but that is not the correct way to do it. It's like, yeah, watch me. Why? No. But not because I'm trying to be a dick. It's because I'm trying to break limitations. I can prove that I can cut a steak with a spoon. People told people they couldn't get it to the moon. They did it. I'm gonna cut a steak with a spoon. Fuck you. Don't give a fuck. No judgment to you though. You're a human being. Listen. You, beyond your beliefs, you are a perfect, whole, amazing, a beautiful human being. Incredible. Fuck your limitations, because they're not you. You are not a limitation, but you're believing that you are, so fuck that. But also, it's just trying to protect you. So I will have compassion, but also fuck that. And if it doesn't have a sense of humor, then that's just taking yourself too seriously, son. And should I have empathy for that? Should I? The fact that I feel that I should means that I don't feel like I should do. I don't feel like I should do. No. Because it's not you. I'll have empathy for you if you're actually going through struggles in life. Sure. But listen. Ask a few couple questions and you can free yourself from your own mental anguish. It's literally just a perspective thing. You're just seeing something in a certain way that's causing you mental struggle. But it's different when someone's actually physically been harmed. Actually, you know what? I have so much empathy for people that I don't want to see them fucking telling themselves shit that's hurting them. The fact that you're believing this shit is confining you. But at the same time, it's because you're scared. Scared of what? Being me. Why? I don't know. Everyone's different in that regard. But that's how much empathy that I have, that I'm willing to say fuck you. Does that make sense? I think that, yeah, that makes sense. If I didn't have empathy for you, I would just kind of, okay, you're right. Yes, you're right. Okay. I don't know. Maybe there's a bit of a gray area there to look at. Keep touching my nose. It's fucking. Blah, 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 blah. Goes a weasel. But yeah, this is just how I feel, man. And listen, I'm not perfect. I probably have some things to continue to look and grow at. I might not believe everything I believe right now in the next 10 years, 1 year, 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 1 hour. I don't know. Everything changes moment to moment. So I'm not limited to what I believe. I will choose a new belief, and if it empowers me and if it correlates with a reality which is embedded with love, truth, joy, and awe, growth, excitement, leadership, exploration, laughter, then I'm going to lean into that because it's important to me. It's what I like. Compassion, empathy, consideration, collaboration, gratitude, empowerment, curiosity, acceptance, greatness. That's what I lean into. And I do that by finding out what doesn't align with that world. And a limitation like you have to sit in a chair and look presentable and wear a suit and a tie to be professional. No, doesn't align. Sorry, fuck that. Not saying fuck you, just saying fuck the belief. The belief is just an idea. Fuck the idea. I don't like the idea. Fuck the idea. You're a human being. I love you as a human being. You're a human being. Listen, we don't know much. I get it. We all have our blind spots. It's totally fine. You're way more than an idea. I do not fall under the impression that what I see of you is who you are. There's more. There is more to life than nothing. But it all comes from something, which is nothing. I don't know. I wasn't there when things were first made. Well, let's think about it. An idea comes from nothing. I don't know where the idea comes from. I'd have to really sit deep within a meditation for that. Where does it come from? I could say the infinite. I've never experienced. It just comes. It arises from where? Yeah, maybe I should do some more meditation. I'm curious to know where. Do I know? No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna tell you bullshit that I know where ideas come from. They arise. How we conduct them, like that. How we conduct them is a whole game that I'm learning to play. Where it comes from, that's a thing. That's a thing. That's another thing, or maybe nothing. I don't know. Why? Cabra. Freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Give me freedom to do what I want to do. What do I want to do? Make some money. Why do you want to make money? I want to make money so I can do more stuff. And just share out. I want to connect with you fools who are in this vibe. Those are my audience. I want to connect to you fools that are just like, fuck the status quo, but non-violently. Non-violent. Fuck the status quo, non-violently. Fuck the status quo, non-violently. No, fuck that. Let's not put our attention towards it. Let's not even give our time and focus and attention towards violence. No point, bruh. Playfulness. That's where it's at. Fuck the status quo, playfully. Fuck the status quo, playfully. Fuck the status quo, playfully. I love that. That's good. All right. Down, boys. So yeah, I want to connect to you lot. I know who I want to connect to now. I found my audience. See? So productive. So productive. Productive. Fuck Netflix. Fuck Netflix. Everybody, fuck Netflix. Everybody, fuck Netflix. I can't do shit when I'm watching Netflix. Everybody, fuck Netflix. Fuck Netflix. Fuck Netflix like a cigarette, bitch. Fuck Netflix like a cigarette, bitch. Yeah, I'm going out of control and I'm having some self-judgment on that. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Part of me does care. Because I feel like, where's the line? Where's my line? I don't know. Where's my authentic line? That's the thing. There's a line that other people have placed for me that I'm breaking bit by bit. Because there's definitely going to be a bit where people are like, no, wait, that's too far. And understanding where you stand on that line can be the difference between holding back destroying your own reputation and your own vision, and creating something beyond our imagination, beyond our wildest imagination, creating something no one could ever expect. But there needs to be an equilibrium. Too much, you're out of balance. Too little, you're out of balance. There's an equilibrium of what's actually happening. This is something I don't know much about. I don't know. I need a. The Nita is not my idea. What do I feel like doing? I love these podcasts, man. They're so good for me. They're so good for my health. They're so good for my health. Will we remember 1540? Do you want to know how I remembered to remember 1540? I have no idea. That part I don't know. I remembered 1540 though. And what was 1540 a reminder of? My audience. What's my audience? Those who wish to break free. This is I'm what's it? When you take words out of context or change words slightly. Anyway, freedom from the perceptions placed on you. Something along those lines. It wasn't quite that. Free ourselves from the perspectives of others? No. To be unaffected by the projections placed on us by others. To just be free, to live truly, to live authentically and honestly. Yeah, that's funny. Because a big value for my girlfriend and her sisters are authenticity. And I always kind of question what they meant by that. And it turns out that maybe that's a real big value of mine. Authenticity as well as acceptance for who I am and for others. Authenticity for them is acceptance for me. Acceptance for who I am. Get it. I see a silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango? Very, very frightening. I don't wanna give a fuck. This is what I do now. This is what I do now. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Would you believe this guy is studying to become a coach, a life coach? Listen, I don't know. I don't know how much freer I can get, but I feel like I got a lot freer. Listen, you're talking to a dude who went from isolating himself, trying to push himself and stuffing himself in corners of rooms to avoid people, to standing completely butt naked on a stage in a play in front of, I mean, not 100 people, but like it's in its 30s. It's still hard at a whole festival. Okay, a festival is one thing, but then a actual play, not a stage, but kind of like a performance area. Listen, I did it. It was a big jump for me, and I push away any limitations that I have upon myself. Oh, sorry, the sound's probably all over the show because I've just been holding this mic in all sorts of weird directions, so I apologize for that. At the same time, I don't give a fuck. Why? Because it's my podcast and I can do what I want. It's my show, I can do what I want to. This is my audience. This is what makes me unique as a coach. Is that as a soon to be coach, is that I touch the parts of people that want to shred away all the bullshit and just be honest, open, and free. Just being flickety-flu, a flickety-flu-flu-flu. You wanna be a flickety-flu? I wanna be a flirty. Ha ha. Know what I'm saying? Freedom, ladies and gentlemen, freedom. This is what I'm talking about. This is what we're talking about. This is what everybody's talking about a lot at the moment. But we're so bound up by thoughts and beliefs and ways of thinking and values that aren't even our own. The true thing that will free us all is mitigating and maybe even demolishing our own boundaries to then put in place new structures that inspire us. That's it. But because we don't know how the world works, and it can be scary to try and figure it out for yourself, which is really the only way you can live a fulfilling life, is figure out how you want it to be for yourself. No one else can tell you how you want it to be. However, there are people out there who have found ways of discovering what it is that truly is important to you. Found tools and techniques and just philosophies, just being almost honest and authentic selves. And that's what I want to teach. That's what I want to do. I want to guide people to uncover what it is that is unique about them, so that they can share on the message to the world. The real thing that's being shared in the world right now is, how do we be ourselves? And that's hard because there's people being very tricky about it and being like, oh, this is how I be myself, and this looks cool, so you should try this on. It's not how it works. You have to create something new that is you. What you are is completely original and new. But there are people who have values which create a byproduct of a certain trait. And you may like that trait because it indicates a value, and that value is important to you, but how you express that value is unique to you. So find out your values, and then find out your way of expressing it, and then find out your beliefs around the values, so that you can completely open them up and then actually put things in place that amplify it, like a steroid, but like a good healthy one that won't mess up your wiener. So yeah, or you can just leave it open and just kind of let things simmer and settle, and just kind of the path of least resistance. But if you're filled with such energy and empowerment, then you can overcome. The path of least resistance is different depending on the amount of thrust and force. So if it's a little stream, there's a path of least resistance. But then as we gather more of the stream, more of our power, more of the water, the direction of that stream changes, because now we overpower the environment. We overpower the environment. We change the environment due to just being a certain way of being. So our environment actually only influences us to a degree, because I can overpower it. I need to remember that as well, because that's interesting. Cool. So the path of least resistance is dependent. The path itself of least resistance is dependent on the force of the stream. Love that. That's so interesting. I'll explore that more. Just to confirm it, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Cool. Anyway, love what we've gone through here today. I'm going to give some appreciation to myself for being so brave and honest, because I did do like a 10-minute video before this and another 10-minute video before that, just kind of touching into things, and it felt kind of due to the fact that I just wasn't fuck being me. I mean, I wasn't being me fully. Like, this is what the podcast is for. It's not necessarily to. It's just to It's to rip it open and just be like. It's important to be free. Soberingly free. Just for any of you out there who may be thinking this dude is high as a kite. Nah, dude. Don't do that stuff. Just chill. Bam, man. Bam, man is enough of a drug. I understand how the chemistry works within me, bro. Kicking in that dopamine by discovering new things. The oxytocin by giving myself some good love and appreciation. The serotonin by aligning to what's important to me. There might be some dopamine in there, actually. Bit of cortisol to kind of kick me. How could the cortisol come in? How can I influence that cortisol? I don't know. I don't think I need some cortisol before bed, to be honest with you. That would be salah. So, yeah. Just kind of the rewards of aligning to my values. Yeah, that's a huge dopamine, bro. Being myself. Freedom. Yeah. And then I appreciate myself more. So then there's oxytocin as well. I am a walking drug, bro. I'm a pill all in itself. Got the casing and all. So, understand how your chemistry goes, and then you can influence it. How do you influence it? Depending on the thoughts and how you feel about your thoughts, which invoke an emotion. So there's a thought, which is nothing. Then there's a way you perceive the thought, which gives it kind of emotion, puts things in motion. So there's a feeling that's created from the perspective of that thought. So if I have a perspective of that thought that allows me to have a growth mindset that opens me up, which allows me to spread my wings and fly away, allows me to grow and explore, and it's opening. Whereas if I have a negative kind of perception of a way of thinking, a negative belief on a negative perspective of a thought, then that's a fixed mindset. It's like, that's not a willingness to be open. So growth mindset, boys and girls. If you find yourself negative about a thought, that's fixed. Change it up. What's a new perspective? What's a new perspective? What's a new perspective? What's an empowering perspective? What's a perspective that would influence some serotonin in there, bro? It's going to bring me some happiness. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my advice for today. Day. All right.